Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday the 13th Parliament felt much exposed as many leaders don't find it well with what Ndindi Nyoro did in KIHARU constituency. Ndindi Nyoro did something that if the members of Parliament could have been doing in their areas, then I tell you this country could have been ahead. Now what Ndindi Nyoro said yesterday is that all the day schools in KIHARU constituency will be paying, the students will be paying a fee of 500 Kenya shillings per term.
The school fees in KIHARU in the year 2026 in our day secondary schools per term, it will be 500 shillings.
And remember, this thing never started yesterday. It started back in 2025, where Ndindi Nyoro said that in their day schools in KIHARU constituency, every student will be paying 1,000 Kenya shillings as school fee, and in which this 1,000 Kenya shillings was the one catering for the learning materials and the food and any other thing that is required for the learning purpose in that school.
In this 1,000 per term, learners eat in school from Monday to Saturday.
Okay.
And they also eat chapati every last Friday of the month. Every.
Wow.
And then we also do a motivational program where every best performing and every best improved school, we take the principal to Dubai.
So what Ndindi Nyoro did, I think by my view, is the best leader I can rank in this 13th parliament. Actually, as to my ranking, Ndindi Nyoro is the best member of parliament in that 13th parliament. And let me tell you, in 2025, the KIHARU constituency students were paying 1,000 Kenya shillings as school fees. But in my area, the students in day schools are paying 10,000 Kenya shillings per year. So as others in KIHARU constituency are paying 1,500, in our areas they are paying 10,000 in a year. So I want you to compare. In 2025, the day schools in KIHARU constituency were charging a fee of 1,000 per term. That is 3,000 per year because there are 3 terms in a year. So they were paying 3,000 in a year. But in my area, the day schools charge a school fee of 10,000 per year. But now, in 2026, he has reduced that school fee of 1,000 per term to 500 per term, which means as our students will be paying 10,000 in our areas, the KIHARU constituency students will be paying 1,500 per year. What a shame to the other members of parliament. And the shocking thing here is that most of these members of parliament used to complain that Ndindi Nyoro is using the budget money or is allocating a lot of money in his constituency than other constituencies when he used to be the chairperson of the budget committee. Now, they removed Ndindi Nyoro from being the chairperson of the budget committee and replaced Ndindi Nyoro with Samuel Atandi, the Southeastern Legal Member of Parliament. Now I want to tell you, with Ndindi Nyoro being chairperson of the budget committee or without, he still does these developments in his constituency. And I want to tell you, if you visit KIHARU constituency, the tarmac roads that are there, the rigid pavements, the schools, the cabros, the compounds, I know the streetless.
Mahali niko inaitwa St. Mary's School, hapa ni Murang'a KIHARU constituency ama namna gani?
I just wonder. And you listen to some other leaders like Junet Mohammed stands before cameras to say boldly that Ndindi Nyoro is getting this money from somewhere. The money Ndindi Nyoro is using to develop his KIHARU constituency is getting them somewhere. That is a total shame. And Junet Mohammed, shame on you.
Member of Parliament here can afford through his NGCDF to build classrooms, plaster them, put windows, put roof, put tiles in the classroom, cabros in the... Mr. Speaker, which member of Parliament can afford to do that here?
And if you are saying that the money Ndindi Nyoro is using to develop KIHARU constituency are stolen money, then if Ndindi Nyoro is corrupt, then I can tell you, I like that Ndindi Nyoro's corruption. Because if Ndindi Nyoro is corrupt, then he steals that money and comes to perform or to develop his area for his people. Then that is much better than the likes of Junet Mohammed stealing that money and staying with it. They just benefit their families and relatives, leaving ordinary citizens suffering.
Sai MP wetu wa Kisauni anaona vitu Ndindi Nyoro, Ndindi hiyo jina itanikata ulimi. Anafanya anadhani ni AI.
And let me tell you something. There is something I've just realized. You know, these members of parliament, they don't take the ordinary citizens like people of importance. They only see our importance when it comes to that time that now we need to vote. That's when they see that these people are of importance to us and we need to talk to them so that they give us their votes. But after that, I'm telling you, these members of parliament, they just see us as skeletons who don't even need water or food to survive. And let me tell you, according to what Ndindi Nyoro did, I can say and I can see clearly that most of these leaders will continue seeing him as their foe or as their enemy, because he does what is required, but the others don't want to do what is required.
Huyu Ndindi Nyoro mlikuwa mnasema ako kwa budget, sijua aliiba pesa akafanya maendeleo kwao. Si ni ukweli? Sasa mkachukua jamaa mwingine anaitwa Atandi. Atandi hata choo hajatengeneza huko. Na ako kwa mjipange. Mtu asikudanganya Ndindi Nyoro afanyangi maendeleo. Endo angalie shule huko, ni gorofa. Huko kwenyu kwa kina Atandi kuna gorofa.
This guy is saying the truth. I come from that place, and I can tell you that a member of parliament who has been in power for 2 terms, of which this is his second term is finishing, he has never tarmacked any single road, even a 1 kilometer road. He has never tarmacked. But when you listen to him talking, addressing the media, the guy always talks of nonsense, singing 2 term, 2 term. You are singing 2 term, and even yet the schools in your area doesn't have even fence. The schools in his area don't even have fence. Now you hear Junet speaking of that NGCDF money that no leader can get to do the developments as Ndindi Nyoro is doing in KIHARU with that 100 million Kenya shillings that the NGCDF gives them.
With the mere resources of 100 million shillings, Mr. Speaker, none of the 349 members of this House, Mr. Speaker, can afford to do that.
And let me tell you, even if that 100 million Kenya shillings cannot do whatever Ndindi Nyoro is doing, then let me ask you, can't it build even 2 classrooms in a school? Ama siku hizi 100 million ni kama 10,000? No. Let us just talk of the truth here. What Ndindi Nyoro did exposed 2 things. Number 1, according to how the members of parliament are claiming, we may say that yes, Ndindi Nyoro steals that money. But if he steals that money, then we accept, we agree with him. He's the best leader because he steals and does development. The other thing, that whatever Ndindi Nyoro did exposed from this 13th parliament is that most of the members of parliament are taking this money for their own benefit. Yes, because you cannot tell us that 100 million cannot even build even a single classroom per school. And come 2027, by the way, on a serious note, come 2027, most of the members of parliament will have lost their jobs.
And I can tell you in 2027, but for an act of God, they are sitting members of parliament, MCAs, women reps, senators, and governors who know it's a wrap.
If we try to follow what Nyoro has done in KIHARU and what these other members of parliament are doing in their areas or have done in their areas, then I'm telling you, most of these members of parliament will have lost their jobs. What Nyoro did yesterday is what makes him be seen as an enemy of those other members of parliament. Because those other members of parliament feel that Nyoro is exposing us too much.
I'm not even Kikuyu, but as of today, I would have voted for Nyoro hands down any day, any time. What do you mean education, the secondary school kids in KIHARU are just going to be paying 500 Kenya shillings alone? And he's doing this after he was removed as budget chair of in parliament. And you've not heard that the current chair for the budget committee doing the same amount of work this guy is doing.
By the way, let me ask you, is Samuel Atandi, who is now the chairperson of the budget committee, doing whatever Nyoro is doing in KIHARU constituency? Because they used to raise complaints that being that Nyoro is the chairperson of that budget committee, that is where he gets the money he is using to develop his constituency. Then, in a very, very simple note, is the current chairperson of the budget committee also doing these things? So what Nyoro just did yesterday is bringing us to a debate that why is it that the Mount Kenya is getting more developments and better developments than other regions? And I can give you two reasons why this is happening. Number one, it comes because of the leaders they elect. You know, the Mount Kenya people, they do elect leaders according to their potentials and their ability, that they've seen that if we elect this leader, he can deliver to us or he can represent us very well. You'll find that the other regions, when they are going for an election, what they look at is not the leader, but they look at the political party the leader is standing with. Like, for example, if I'm a leader, I'm vying for a member of parliament seat in, let's say, in Migori County, then I go with UDA party. No matter how good I am, no matter how I believe I can deliver to the people, I'll not get to be elected. Why? Because that region believes in one party they call ODM, so that if you are not vying under ODM, then you are not eligible to get that seat.
My member of parliament is Kareke Mbiuki. And in Kabete constituency, my member of parliament is Wamashukuru. When Wamashukuru was campaigning, he told people, by the time I'm done with my 5 years, I'll have tarmacked every single road in Kabete constituency. It's 2 years to go. Guys, the member of parliament for Kabete constituency has done a good job. On the schools, we have government primary schools that have school buses. The schools are doing really well.
The other reason why Mount Kenya is getting development than other regions is because the Mount Kenya people don't have this behavior of like holding someone's hand to get such a seat. If we use an example of the ODM strongholds, you'll get that the party leader used to get someone, then anasema huyu ndio ninamsimamisha kama mjumbe. Then people just makes a decision that we are electing so and so. Why? Because Our party leader has said that he is good and he will deliver. And he's the best person we have as at now to elect. So you find that Mount Kenya hawana kitu kama hiyo. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this podcast. And let's meet in the next video.
All day schools in KIHARU per term 500.
Good for him.
Masomo bora.
Very good. Sio ni poa.
Kwa nini mabuga mengine hawafanyi hivyo?